Hello, welcome to another edition of Speedy Sparks. My name's Ant Hagan. I'm an AR designer and consultant for TLNT, Talent House / Reality House. The idea behind these short videos, or Speedy Sparks as we call them, is not to go into the full kind of effect build or lengthy builds on a specific kind of type of effect, but more to just dig down into some of the little tips and tricks that you'll probably end up using in a lot of your projects in one way or the other, whether it's just to add some texture at the end or to do something like something cool or crazy with an asset or something. So hopefully there'll be a kind of handy benchmark for people to refer back to. What we're going to do today is we're going to look at lights. Now, I think it's something that's quite overlooked in a lot of Spark projects, and I remember when I first started work using Spark, I wasn't even aware about how many different light settings there were. So we're just going to have a look at that today. So the first thing we need to do is just import an asset that we're going to use to put different lights onto. So you can do this from the AR library here from Add Asset. Now, when you open this up, it takes you to a kind of Spark library which has different patch assets and things. So what we want is just a 3D object, something simple. Let's go with a Echo Shadowron. Is that how you say it? I don't think it is. There we go. Right, there we go. So that will pop up here. What we're going to do is just going to bring that into the scene. Okay, so there you can see it. Okay, so firstly, let's just make it a bit bigger so we can see what we're doing. There we go. Okay, great. Now, every Spark project, when you open it, comes with an ambient light and a directional light that's already set up into your scene. Let's just take this bad boy and get him out of the way. There we go. Okay, so that's these are on the right, on the left here, ambient light, directional light. This is already in your scene when you start. So if you head over to your settings at the side here, you can just play simply with things like the intensity. So if you move that on and off, it's kind of giving more light to the object. You can change the color. It's actually a bit easier to see if we use a bit of color. So that's now adding color to the light. So you can add as much as you want or as little as you want. The directional light is, here we go. Now with the directional light, you can start to play around with where you actually want it. The ambient light is just sat in the scene. The directional light gives you options to move around. So if you were to say, let's give this a colour as well, some pink or something, you can start to kind of play with where it's going to affect the object slightly. Take that ambient light off. So if we were to say, move it here to there, you can see that it's kind of starting to affect the object. If we bring it down a bit. Now, what a lot of people don't know is there's actually more lights in the add object menu. If we scroll down here, we start to see these other things now. So let's have a look at, say, a point light, for instance. Point light, a sphere-shaped light source that's placed at a specific point in the scene and shines in all directions evenly. Let's give that a go. So you insert that into the scene, straight away you can see, let's bring this in a little bit closer. Now, what's interesting with this light is it has, see these rings around it? Now that's going to show you exactly where the edges of the light are going to hit. So you can start to play with that. You can see that it's starting to move around the object. Again, it's got all the usual things, but what's added on this is a setting called range. So you can start to kind of move it away further, or you can bring it in a lot smaller. Now that's if you want to certainly target lights in certain places. You might not want it to shine on all of your objects or just a tiny bit of your object. Let's have another look. Spotlight, let's give that a go. Here you go, you bring that straight into the scene, and again you can see it's got the It's got rings in it, but this one again, I mean, it kind of says exactly what it does, exactly what it says on the tin. It is a spotlight. On the settings again, you've got range over here. You've got outer angle, so that widens it, or you can shorten it. The inner angle as well. Now this is great if you really want to target a very, very specific point on an object, or in maybe the side of someone's face, or the user, or anything like that. Then you can throw a spotlight on it. And again, with the colour changes, if you like put some yellow in there, I mean, you can see already it just gives you these extra little bits of kind of detail that I think as you kind of start to build more complex effects, you will find all this very handy. Okay, well that's a Speedy Spark on lights, and thanks for watching.